Hey, this is AJ here bringing you another TechBytes how-to video. In this video, we're going to be showing you how you can record your screen and also provide a voiceover for that recording. This is especially useful right now with many people remote working. You may want to be able to show them how to be able to accomplish specific tasks, and in this video, we'll show you how to be able to do that. So, the first thing we need to be able to do for this method is to download Open Broadcaster Studio, also known as OBS. You can do this by going to www.obsproject.com. Once on this site, you'll see download links for Windows, which is compatible with Windows 8 and higher, macOS, which is compatible with macOS 13 and higher, and also for Linux. Once this is downloaded, you can launch the installer either directly from your browser or also through your File Explorer. Follow the process to install the software. Once installed, you'll either be able to start it directly from the installer, or you can also open it from your Start menu or an icon on your desktop. When starting the software for the first time, you'll be asked what you will primarily be using the software for. Streaming priority, however with the requirement for recording, primarily for recording and not for streaming, or that you will be using it for the virtual camera. This helps the software set up some predefined settings for you. If you'll only be using the software for screen recording, then you can select that option. However, as I also use this for virtual camera and streaming, I will select the top option. I also made a video recently on how you can use the virtual camera to brand your video calls if you want to be able to check that out. Once you've made your selection, just click Next. You will be asked to define your video settings. I would advise leaving these as default. However, you can increase or decrease your resolution, depending on what's available. And you can also change your frames per second. If you've followed the same process as myself, you'll next be asked to set up a streaming provider. I will not be setting this up currently, however I will be linking this to our YouTube channel at a later date for potential live videos. We can also choose from Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and many more. However, I'll cancel from this screen for now. Once you've completed this setup process, you'll then be able to expand this window to full screen. At the right side of this screen, you'll be able to see controls for what you may need to use OBS for, such as starting streaming through the services that we previously mentioned, starting recording whatever you define within OBS, which we'll come back to shortly, starting the virtual camera, studio mode, settings for the software, and also the option to be able to exit the software entirely. Inside the settings, we will see a few different options, starting with your general settings. Also stream settings, which will guide you through the same process we saw in the setup. Output and recording settings. The only thing I will be changing here will be the recording quality, to either lossless or indistinguishable recording quality, to get the most out of our video recordings. For this example, I will use the indistinguishable and MP4 formats for any videos that are recorded. And you can also see the save destination for your files here and alter it if needed. You can also see your audio settings, video settings. You can set up hotkeys for different controls within the software, and also many advanced options. Once you've made any changes, you just need to apply them and exit back to the main screen. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will see options for scenes, where you can create multiple different views. And also in the same bar, you will see options for scene transitions, for how you would transition between each of these scenes. Before setting up your recording for the first time, I would advise setting up a new scene for this. For this example, I will call this Screen Recording 1. Next, we will need to add sources to our canvas. At this time, the canvas is the large black rectangle on the screen. To add things to this, I just need to click on the plus button under the Sources section. You will see options for window capture, video capture for devices such as webcams, VLC source, text, scene, media source, image and image slideshow, game capture, display capture, color source, browser, and audio input and output capture. For what we'll be covering in this video, we'll only need a couple of these. However, as you can see, there are plenty of options to choose from. Before I start recording, I will need to define my source on the canvas. So I'll click on the plus button in the sources panel and select display capture. Click OK, unless you'd like to name this yourself as a specific display. By default, this will select your primary display. I'm going to change this to a secondary monitor. It is advised that if you're using multiple monitors, that you use a monitor that has no icons on, or any customer information on that you do not want to be shared. Select the display option to be able to alter your display, and then click OK. If you'd like to go a step further, you can also enable Windows Do Not Disturb, or Do Not Disturb on a Mac to stop any notifications. If you're going to be recording audio with your screen recording, to be able to guide people through your recordings, much like I'm doing now, then in the Sources panel, click the plus button and click Audio Input Capture. Click OK, unless you'd like to name this yourself. Select your audio input device you'll be using for recording. If this is also the default for your computer, such as a webcam or headphones, you can leave this as default. Otherwise, select the input from the drop-down, and then click OK. Once you've done this, you can open up whatever you wish to record on your secondary display. For this example, I'm going to use the calculator, just because it's easy for an example. Then inside OBS, you can start recording. Once you've started, you can then perform any actions you wish to record on your screen, and also speak those actions to be able to give verbal instructions. Once this is completed, back in OBS, you can click to stop recording. If you do not require any more recordings, you can simply click Exit. Do note though, that you can also use sources such as window capture as opposed to display capture, and if you wanted to, you can also add a video of yourself onto the screen, say for example in a corner, if you are wishing to record a video of yourself showing this information. If you've left the file save location as default, once you've stopped the recording, you can then navigate to that location to be able to find your latest recordings. And you can then use these to be able to send to people to show them how to perform specific tasks. This is a very handy tool to be able to use as a training resource for new staff, or even for staff cover when people are on annual leave. Do note that this process can work on both Windows and on Mac. On Mac, you also have the option to be able to screen record with a simple keyboard shortcut. You can press Command, Shift and the number 5 key to be able to record either all of your screen or just a portion of your screen. If you would like to, in the options for Mac screen recording, you can also select a microphone source. Hopefully you've found this information useful. If you have, please hit the like button and consider sharing this video with your friends, family and colleagues. It's a brilliant way to be able to share information. Also subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified about future videos, such as more of our TechBytes videos and our longer TechXplained videos. Until then though, see you soon!